Welcome to the Unleash Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Anastasia Jones, creativity mentor, author, and limiting belief gladiator. My purpose is to help you transcend fear, take bold, aligned action, and co-create the life and business of your wildest dreams. The world needs your art now more than ever. And if you're ready to embody the creative force within you, then you're in the right place. Now is the time to make your mark. Now is the time to unleash your power. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Unleash Your Power podcast. I am your host, Anastasia Jones, and I have a really special episode for you today. And here's why. If you did not know, the name Unleash Your Power, the name of this here very podcast, was derived from the title of a program that I ran a couple of years ago called Unleash Your Power. And for context, that program was insanely powerful, insanely potent. All of my programs are. But that one was really special for me because it was also in the season where I was experiencing a quantum leap personally and also in my business. And so that program was a 30-day challenge. And every single day, the women in our group would get an empowerment email. And I would write these emails during my sacred quiet time, my prayer time. And it was essentially me channeling a message every single day for 30 days. This was also a really cool experience for me because I journal all the time. I journal every day. It's part of my spiritual practice. But a lot of things that I write, I don't share. And I surely don't share them the day that I write them. So it was really cool to open up my channel and share what was coming through for me with the women, the 40 women that were in this specific cohort. And every single day talked about something different, whatever came to my heart, whatever came to my mind, and whatever theme I kind of started seeing come through in our group. So our group also had a Facebook channel, Facebook group, and every single day women would receive an email with this message. And at the end of the message, there was a challenge or a question that I posed that in order to answer it, they needed to do certain things. So like, for example, one of the questions would be, I want you to spot 3 moments in your day where you experience joy. And it can be anything, little moments. Maybe you hear a kid laughing, or maybe you see whatever it might be. But so that was the essence of the Unleash Your Power Challenge. And I'm telling you, women were experiencing incredible breakthroughs in their personal lives, in their businesses, in their relationships, powerful realizations. Like one woman made the decision to quit her job and pursue her art full time and moved her entire life from, I'm not sure actually where she had been, but she moved her entire life and started over and reinvented her life. And it's because she was also experiencing her own awakening. And it was such a safe space for all of us to be fully authentic selves. Women in this group were sharing their own messages, things they were learning. You guys, it was like a very potent 30 days. And then we had some times together where we would meet on Zoom and just talk about what's awakening us, talk about things coming into our awareness, talk about decisions we have to make and how we're navigating it. We would encourage one another. So it was such a powerful experience. To this day, I still think about it and I get so excited. I get chills. It's just, so that was called the Unleash Your Power Challenge. It was 30 days. And at the end of that challenge, I had all of this content that I had written for the challenge for these women. And I didn't want it to go to waste. In fact, I wanted that same experience to happen in every single home in America. I truly desire every single soul to experience the reigniting of their creativity and their own personal awakening journey. I want everyone to experience that. So I compiled the 30 messages. I chose 21 of them. And I mean, I asked the women in this group, like, what were your favorite messages that resonated the most with you? And I took their answers and I added some more, and I came up with 21 pep talks, 21 guided, journal entries that I wanted to include in a book. And I named the book Unleash Your Power, and it's available on Amazon. So check the link in the show notes. Pick up your own copy. It is also a journal. So you'll have a message from me, a pep talk from me, and then you'll also have a challenge question, and you'll have space to write your responses. And it's been the most beautiful thing watching the intention of sharing this with every single woman in the world. Like, that's truly what I want. It's been so cool seeing the women and the men that have purchased this book and shared with me their experiences going through it and their awakenings and things that they're learning. And the beautiful thing about this Unleash Your Power 21-day guided journal is that it will always and forever be in the world for people to discover in their own time and to go through in their own time. And it just, it makes me so happy. So when I published this book, I very soon after it decided that I wanted to start a podcast. And I didn't actually start the podcast until months and months and months later. And if you go back to, I want to say it's episode number 1, it might even be the trailer. I'm not sure, but I'll include that in the show notes as well. But I talk about some of the things that stopped me from going all in and creating my podcast, when I first had the desire to do it. Anyway, I was thinking about podcast names, and Unleash Your Power came to me again. And so I said, let's do it. So we did. And here we are. So today I am going to read for you one of the excerpts, one of the messages from the journal, from the Unleash Your Power journal. And it's all about self-discovery, and it's all about discovering your gifts. And if you are the type of person that doesn't believe you have gifts or talents, or if you believe that there's nothing special about you, I hope you listen to this and you realize that you have gifts. There are many special things about you, things that cannot be found in anyone else in the same combination, right? You are entirely rare. You are entirely unique. And it is time to start exploring and discovering your gifts and co-creating new ways to use your gifts in this world in order to bring heaven to earth. That is so important. And it's going to fill you with so much joy, purpose. It's going to fill you with a sense of fulfillment and excitement and wonder and curiosity. So that is my intention for you and for sharing this message with you today. I'm going to read it, and then anything that comes up, I'll share afterward. But this is called Hiding in Plain Sight. So if you have an Unleash Your Power journal right now, you can open up to Hiding in Plain Sight. It's in week 2, and it's the first message in week 2. Hiding in plain sight. The journey to unleashing your power is paved with self-discovery. Learning how to discover, embrace, and celebrate your divine gifts and talents will open up a whole new world of opportunities, but it may not come easily. Maybe you're reading this wondering, do I even have gifts? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, some of your gifts are hiding in plain sight. Your gifts are probably disguised as things you simply don't like about yourself, things that make you feel different, attributes you feel are painfully ordinary or unqualify you altogether. Perhaps they're disguised as things you assume come easily to everyone else. Well, my darling, you don't realize just how far from the truth that is. Oftentimes, our gifts and talents bear the weight of warning labels placed on us throughout our lives. Too smart, too talkative, too quiet, too sensitive, too you fill in the blank. Friend, it is time to peel off those toxic labels and see the things that make you unique as a competitive advantage. Perhaps you loved to talk when you were a kid. Perhaps you'd engage with anyone about this or that, and your parents thought it was just the cutest thing until it wasn't. Until one day the world started telling you that you talk too much. So you tried to hide your gifts by staying quiet when you still had so much to say. A self-betrayal that you convinced yourself was for the greater good. Your silence eventually turned into resentment. And then one day you simply had enough. You started embracing your gift again. You started asking questions and sharing all of the things you felt and all of the things you knew for sure. And through a divine sequence of events and opportunities, you turned that gift into a profitable public speaking business, replacing your full-time income. That's just one example. The moment you choose to fully embrace your gifts, everything changed. You stopped suppressing it and started creating with it. You chose to celebrate your gifts, which created an opportunity for others to celebrate you. What a beautiful journey. A journey available to everyone. A journey available for you. We'll always be in the process of discovering and accepting things about ourselves that we can contribute to the collective consciousness. In every season of our lives, we will discover and embrace more of what only we are uniquely qualified to bring to the world. So, stay curious about your gifts. Ask them to be revealed to you, and be prepared for them to look different than how the world told you they would. Your ability to support a friend in need with ease, your ability to know who in a room has something valuable to contribute but doesn't feel comfortable speaking up, your ability to see patterns in seemingly insignificant details and brainstorm innovative solutions, these are all gifts. In this season, make a commitment to explore and embrace your divine gifts and talents unapologetically. So, now we've arrived at the journaling portion of this entry, and this is the challenge. The question that I want you to answer, as if there is no right or wrong answer, as if you're the only person that will ever read this. You can say exactly what comes to your mind and heart, stream of consciousness writing, okay? Here's the question. What labels have been placed on you throughout your life? I want you to list them all. Are you ready to remove them? So I want you to answer those questions. And then after you list out every single label that has been placed on you throughout your life, labels that you may have consciously or unconsciously signed agreements to, I want you to visualize how that very same label can be used for good, how that very same label has been used for good. So instead of thinking about it, thinking about these things, these labels people have placed on you, labels you've placed on yourself as a weight, as something that is keeping you from being your truest, fullest, most authentic expression of who you are, I want you to think about those labels and how you've already transcended them and used them for good. How you've taken the label of talks too much and you've seen and experienced moments in your life where nobody had the courage to say anything and you spoke up. You defended yourself. You defended somebody you love. Or how about you have this label of somebody that talks too much that was placed on you, and I want you to visualize and see, ask spirit to show you moments where you've used your gifts for, words and you've used your gifts to encourage and empower people. Maybe one of the labels that has been placed on you is that you're too sensitive. She's too sensitive. She's always taking things personal. She's always crying. She's always, shy. So maybe you take that label of too sensitive and you visualize and you see how in your life, your sensitivity to places, your sensitivity to people has resulted in very deep moments of connection where you have, by your presence alone, helped somebody be more comfortable being who they are, being themselves, feeling seen, heard, loved, feeling understood. Maybe you have this label like, she's different. She's weird. That's actually a really good label. She's weird. That's a great example. Well, maybe I want you to visualize, okay, how can this label of being too weird, how has my authenticity and my uniqueness liberated others? Because now people feel so comfortable being who they are around me too. How has my confidence and my ability to own who I am, own what I love, not feel the need to give reasons for why I say what I say or why I do what I do, why I wear what I wear? How has that liberated others? Just by seeing and witnessing me be me. So I want you to list out every single label that's been placed on you, every single label you've placed on you, others have placed on you. And then I want you to visualize for every single label, visualize how you have actually used this gift to increase connection on earth, to help people feel loved and seen and known. That you've already, I'm sure of this, you've already done it. And instead of seeing these things as labels and negative things, I want you to see these things as gifts, as part of the glorious mosaic that makes you, that makes you an incredible artist, that you can co-create new divine experiences on earth in this time, in this season, with those labels that people have said is too much. That's all I have for you today. And if you do not have your own copy of the Unleash Your Power journal, the namesake of this podcast, check it out. Visit the link in the show notes. You can get it right now on Amazon. I also encourage you to choose a friend or even a group of friends. This is a great journal to go through in community. It was created for a community. So it's beautiful when two or more people go through it together and can share their insights and their revelations and their perspectives in a safe space. And I want to say that is where transformation happens. It happens when you are intentional about going deeper, having higher conversations with people that you care about, conscious souls, other people that are asking the questions and, ready to dig deep. And that is the intention for this journal. So while you are grabbing your coffee, grab another one for a friend. It is so much fun doing this in community with other people. I am sending you so much love right now. I hope you feel it. I will see you next week. Hey friend, thanks for listening. I'm so happy you're here. If this episode helped you in any way, please take a screenshot, share it with a friend, post it to social media, and better yet, why don't you leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening from? My desire is to activate as many creatives as possible. And if you are looking for additional support on your creative journey, you can always connect with me on Instagram at AnastasiaRJD or visit the links in the show notes. We've got free resources to reignite your creativity and soul-centered ways that we can continue to work together. I'll see you again next week. Same time, same place.